before the outbreak the curfews start. No one in my apartment believed the curfew at first. The city was loud, always. Now the only noise is the low hum of army trucks crawling down the street. I'm standing in the kitchen with Ben, my roommate. He's microwaving day-old pizza like it's just a Monday, and the TV flashes an official-looking banner. Emergency measures in effect. They tell us to stay inside. They call it for your safety. But nobody I know feels safe. I can see the soldiers through the blinds, helmets shining under the street lights, blocking off the exit ramp. Ben tries to laugh it off. He says, "You ever seen anything like this? Not even during COVID?" I shake my head. My phone vibrates with a dozen texts. Dad says not to worry. Mom sends a prayer emoji. My little sister posts a selfie with a quarantine life filter. But something about the soldiers' faces, blank, eyes scanning, never smiling, makes my skin itch. I'm halfway through pouring cereal when the power flickers and the news anchor's voice breaks, static chewing up her words. Then she's back. "Remain indoors. Do not approach checkpoints. Cooperate with all authorities." We've all heard about martial law in other places, on other continents. But here, in our city, that's when the screaming starts. Outside, on 12th Street. Not the wild, desperate kind you hear in horror movies, but sharp, short. A single guy yelling at the soldiers, cursing them out. The army doesn't shout back. They move fast. 3 grab him, pin him to the ground. Somebody records it from their window. The video's on Twitter for 10 minutes before it vanishes. Then locks the door. We turn off the lights and just stand there, breathing heavy, listening for more. My neighbor, Mrs. Green, a retired nurse, texts our group chat. "Keep windows shut. They're spraying something in the streets." I remember her stocking up on water last week. I wish I'd listened. My phone keeps buzzing. Rumors about a virus, but no one agrees on what it does. Some say you cough blood. Others say it's just a cover for a riot. Someone claims there are tanks downtown. At midnight, my phone dies. No warning. The Wi-Fi's already gone. I watch the little battery symbol flicker out, and for the first time since I was a kid, I feel truly alone. I try calling Ben's phone, but his is dead too. Out the window, the street is empty except for drones hovering between the streetlights, their cameras turning, red eyes blinking. The silence is the worst part. Every time a car door slams or a dog barks in the distance, I jump. The next morning, the rules change again. There's paper taped to every building's front door. No leaving, no phones, no cameras. Someone has crossed out the no and scribbled, "Fifth U." But whoever did that is gone now. Missing. The whole block talks in whispers. I go to check on Mrs. Green. Her door's chained, but I can see her through the peephole. She holds a baseball bat and won't open up. Ben tries to get a signal from the balcony, but a drone buzzes close and he ducks inside. My stomach growls. There's only 1 can of soup left. Later, around noon, we see a man walking down the street. Not running, just walking, like nothing's wrong. He's in hospital scrubs, barefoot, skin gray, eyes wide. He keeps mumbling, "Let me go home." He makes it halfway to the corner before 2 soldiers sprint after him. They slam him to the ground. He screams. It's high-pitched and awful, and then he just goes limp. They drag him toward a truck, and one of them stares up at us, straight into our window. Ben pulls the curtain shut. "What the hell is going on?" he whispers. No one answers. By nightfall, we're done playing by the rules. The city isn't coming back and no one's coming to help. Ben finds a toolkit and unscrews the doorbell camera. I take a marker and cover the peephole. We black out the windows with bed sheets. The only light is the blue glow of Ben's old Game Boy. Someone knocks at the door, not Mrs. Green. Her knock is gentle. This one is frantic. I don't answer. After a while, it stops. We make a list of what we have. 2 bottles of water, a little soup, 1 baseball bat, 1 chef's knife, half a loaf of bread, 3 cans of beer. Ben says, "If they're not telling us what's really going on, it's because they don't want us to know." He's right. I remember my dad teaching me to fight when I was a kid. Hit first, ask questions later. But fighting what? The army? The sick people? The silence? Around midnight, we get bold. We take down every camera we can find in the hallway. Ben says it's stupid, but I can see in his eyes he's tired of being watched. I draw a crude map of the building, escape routes, possible hiding spots. I tape it to the fridge. If things get worse, we'll have to move. But for now, we sit in the dark, breathing in shallow bursts, listening for the sound of boots, screams, or worse. The city doesn't feel like home anymore. It feels like a test, and nobody told us the rules. Ben wakes me up by shaking my shoulder. He doesn't say a word, just points at the window. Something is wrong with the light outside. It's too blue, too flickery, like an old cop show. I peek out and see soldiers moving door to door, knocking once, then moving on. One knocks on Mrs. Green's door. She doesn't answer. They leave a mark spray paint, a red X. My heart hammers in my chest. We're marked now, too. I pull Ben away from the glass. He wants to know what's happening, but I can't answer. I just know tonight will be worse. As the sun goes down, the city goes completely dark. No TV, no sirens, not even the hum of the fridge. There's a new kind of silence, thick and full of fear. That's when I hear it. The sound of someone breaking in. Not our place, but somewhere nearby. Heavy footsteps, a door smashing open, then a scream. I grab the bat and press my back to the wall. Ben is shaking. We don't say anything, just stare at the front door. Another crash, another scream. And then, suddenly, nothing. Just the sound of footsteps, softer now, moving through the hallway. I grip the bat tighter. I peek out the peephole, but it's useless. We covered it. I slide the bat under my mattress and crawl over to the bedroom window. Outside, a shadow moves from one window to the next, slow and deliberate. I can't see a face, just the shape of someone tall, hunched over. My phone's dead, but Ben still has a flashlight. We keep it off. The air in the apartment is stale. My hands won't stop shaking. Suddenly, someone pounds on our door, hard, not the panicked knocking from before, but heavy, controlled, as if whoever's out there knows exactly what they're doing. Ben mouths, "Don't answer." I nod. We hear the lock rattle, then footsteps moving away. I start to breathe again, but then we hear a different noise, a soft, shuffling sound, wet and slow, like someone dragging something heavy. Ben squeezes my shoulder. "Wait a minute." He looks terrified. I whisper, "We have to get out." There's only one way out. The basement. Mrs. Green used to complain about the rats down there, but right now, rats are the least of my worries. We pack what we can. Water, the bat, a knife, a little bread. We tie our shoes and open the apartment door just a crack. The hallway is empty, except for red X's on every door. I swallow hard. We move quietly, tiptoeing down the stairwell, praying the steps don't creak. My heart pounds so loud I worry someone will hear it. In the basement, it smells like mold and oil. Pipes clang somewhere in the walls. There's an old emergency exit at the back, rusted but still unlocked. We squeeze through and find ourselves in the alley. It's darker than I've ever seen. The city skyline glows faintly in the distance, but our block is dead. We run, crouched low, between parked cars. Somewhere behind us something screams. It's not a person. Not really. Too broken, too animal. Ben grabs my arm and pulls me forward. We duck into a sewer entrance. It smells awful, but we can't risk staying on the street. The tunnel is narrow, wet, and pitch black, except for a sliver of light from Ben's flashlight. We move slow. I keep the bat raised, listening for anything. Rats scurry past our feet. My legs are shaking, but I keep going. We pass graffiti, old water stains, and, every so often, dark, wet footprints that aren't ours. I try not to think about what made them. Somewhere deep in the tunnel, Ben stops. "Did you hear that?" he whispers. I listen. A soft, dragging noise, getting closer. We hide in a side passage, holding our breath. A shadow moves past the tunnel entrance. I see bare feet, skin gray and torn. The thing mutters to itself, words I can't make out. It keeps going. I wait until the sound fades, then grab Ben's hand and keep moving. At the next ladder we climb up, hoping for daylight. We come out inside an abandoned subway station, trashed and covered in old newspapers. There's a campfire burning at the far end. 3 people sit around it. One of them is a girl with long red hair, holding a metal pipe. She looks up as we approach. "Don't come any closer," she warns. Ben puts his hands up. "We're not sick," he says. "We just need somewhere safe." The girl looks us up and down, then nods. "Fine. Sit, but no sudden moves." I sit by the fire and look at the others. The red-haired girl introduces herself as Emma. The guy next to her is big, wearing a football jersey. He says his name's Chris. The third person, a little older, just nods and pokes the fire. Emma tells us they've seen the creatures, people who look normal but act wrong. "They come at night," she says. "If they find you, they don't kill you, they change you." Chris laughs, but it's not a happy sound. "My brother, he disappeared, showed up 2 days later. Didn't remember me, just kept saying he was hungry." Emma says her parents are gone. She doesn't know if they're dead or changed. I feel something break inside me. I want to call my family, but my phone's useless. Ben squeezes my arm. "We'll get through this," he whispers, but I'm not sure he believes it. Later, as we try to sleep, I hear voices in the dark. Some sound like my family. My little sister laughing, my mom calling my name. I know it's not real, but I want to believe it. I close my eyes, clutch the bat, and try to forget the world above. But the monsters aren't just outside anymore. They're in my head, too. I don't know if we'll make it through the night. None of us really sleep. Every hour or so, the sound of scraping footsteps, whispers, or distant screams echoes down the subway tunnel, and we all sit up clutching whatever weapon we've got. The fire burns low, and Emma tells us if it goes out, we move. Those things like the dark. I watch the shadows flicker across her face and try not to think about the city above us, my home, my family. All those apartment lights turned off for good. I keep wondering if my little sister is out there somewhere. I keep seeing the shape of her face in the dark, and sometimes I think I hear her voice. It gets under my skin. In the morning, if you can even call it that. No sun ever reaches down here. Chris says we need to move. He says the tunnels are full of changed people, but the checkpoints up top are worse. Emma talks about the last broadcast she saw. Anyone who makes it out of the city, bring proof. Tell them what's really happening. I don't know who she's talking about, but I nod. Anything to focus on that isn't the fear curling in my gut. Ben and I gather our stuff. Ben's hand shakes as he ties his shoes, but he covers it up by making a dumb joke about subway rats tasting like chicken. Nobody laughs. We set out through the tunnels, heading for the old bus terminal. Emma says there's a way out if we can dodge the patrols. Chris takes the lead, pipe in hand. The old guy stays behind. He says he's too slow, and if he hears trouble, he'll make noise to draw it away from us. He's brave, or just tired. I promise to come back if we make it. He just shrugs and pokes the fire. We stick to the shadows, moving as quietly as we can. Every few hundred feet we see signs of the chaos above. Blood streaks on the walls, shredded backpacks, lost shoes. At one point we pass a tunnel filled with water and something floating in it. I don't look too close. The stink is enough. Emma hisses for us to keep moving. At the next junction we almost run into a patrol. Soldiers in gas masks, moving silent as ghosts. Ben freezes. I grab his arm and we press ourselves against the wall. They don't look at us. They just keep going. Chris whispers, Why aren't they checking the tunnels? And Emma shakes her head. They don't want to know what's down here. We reach the bus terminal, or what's left of it. Windows are smashed, and inside we see a dozen survivors, some armed, some just scared. A teenage kid with a bloody bandage over his ear points a shotgun at us, but Emma talks him down. Everyone here's got the same hollow look in their eyes, like nobody's slept in days. On a table in the corner, somebody's scrawled a list. Names, family, missing or turned. I see a name that looks like my sister's, scratched out in red pen. I try not to lose it. Ben squeezes my shoulder. Chris starts whispering to a group of survivors. We have to get out. If enough of us go together, maybe we can break through. I notice an old TV in the corner. Static, then a new message scrolls across the screen. City under quarantine. No one leaves. Report suspicious activity. Emma says, if we wait here, we die. We need to make them listen. Someone in the group stands up, a mom, holding a crying toddler. I can't fight, but I can run. I don't know what makes me say it, but I tell everyone about the fire alarms in the tunnels, how you can set them off and draw the patrols away. The group looks at me, some with hope, some with fear. I can't stop shaking. I just want to see my family again. We make a plan. Chris, Emma, and a few others will set the alarms off. Ben and I will lead the rest toward the west exit. If the patrols chase the noise, we might get out. We wait for a signal, 2 sharp blasts from an old police whistle. The air is thick with fear and sweat. Someone hands me a crowbar. Just in case. The signal comes. Everyone moves at once. Chris and Emma dash down one tunnel. The rest of us crowd toward the exit. Screams echo behind us as alarms blare. A couple of the changed ones rush at us in the dark. Gray skin, wild eyes, mouths moving like they're trying to remember how to talk. Ben swings the bat. I use the crowbar. We keep moving. We don't stop to look at the bodies. The world outside is chaos. Streets burning, people running, soldiers firing at anyone who moves. Sirens scream from every direction. We duck behind a dumpster and I look back just in time to see Chris go down, something grabbing his leg, dragging him into the smoke. Emma screams his name, but we can't go back. There are too many of them now. Changed ones, soldiers, drones, overhead barking out new orders in a voice I barely recognize as human. Ben pulls me away. We have to go. Somehow we make it to a rooftop overlooking the city. The sun is coming up. Or maybe it's just the glow of fire. Emma sits next to me, covered in ash, clutching Chris's pipe. The survivors gather in a loose circle, staring at the skyline. Someone turns on a radio, static, then a weak voice. If you hear this, you are not alone. Tell the truth. Remember your name. Ben wraps his arm around my shoulder. What now? I look out at the city, burning. Changed forever. I don't know what to say. I don't know if there are any rules left, but I know we're still here, and that has to mean something.